Well, hey everyone, welcome to week 1. I know as you read this, you probably were nodding your head a little bit, if you're like me at least. You know, guys, you have someone join your group and they are giving themselves over to triathlons. They run a whole bunch and they're addicted to supplements, and they've confided in you that they think they have a problem, that it's their obsession with triathlons is overtaking their ability to engage in meaningful relationships. They're cutting out of work early just so they can get that extra mile in, and they're now in your small group. And so you're forced with, my gosh, do I have to put up with this guy blathering on week after week about the seconds he's shaved off? Or is he going to miss group again because he's got to go do check-in at his race? Or ladies, what about you? You're in your small group and all of a sudden you have a new lady come here, and you're a bottle-fed mom. You know, you bottle-fed your kids because that's what you chose to do. But you now have a lady who's all about breastfeeding and cloth diapers and anti-vaccinations, and she just views the world differently than you do. And you're thinking to yourself, do I want to sit in a group where she is on her soapbox again about how vaccinations are of the devil and they're trying to kill my children slowly but surely, diets are everything, and has to be organic, gluten-free, keto, all of that? Am I going to be willing to be friends with this person at all? And that's really what Unshockable Love, I think in the first couple chapters is getting at, is there are people, whether they have big struggles or little struggles, there are people in our lives who, you know, when we first are introduced to them, when we first see them, interact with them, hear them speak, hear their story, there's part of us that has to make a choice. You know, the world of science or philosophy calls this a paradigm clash. It's this person brings a set of assumptions about the world, an understanding of the world that clashes with our own, and we are faced with a choice to either shift our paradigm or flat out reject that paradigm and maintain what we already have. And a couple things that John wrote in the chapter I think are so heavy for us to really consider this week is that, you know, people will feel how you view them. So how you view them in your heart, people will feel that no matter what you say. And he ends the chapter 2 with that. You know, more important than what you say or do is how you feel about people in your heart. And so being challenged with how Jesus views the people in your life. He views them as his masterpiece that are in the process of becoming that masterpiece, the poema of God. Do you view them in your heart that way? So those 2 examples I gave at the beginning of this video, guys, gals, do you view that person as God would? Maybe they're so focused on triathlons because their father died of heart disease and they have to really watch their weight and they've let it get out of control and need some help. Or ladies, maybe, you know, the lady who just joined your group is so passionate about healthy living because she had some things in her past that weren't so healthy. God wants the best for them. And do we? And I think that's a good question for us to wrestle with. So it's a heavy question, and it starts with us. Do we view ourselves as God's masterpiece, let alone how we feel about people? So those are just some things to think about this week. We'll see you next week with the next 2 chapters.